Hello YouTubers, welcome to my review of the Gemini 200 Convair CV-580 in the American Eagle livery. Before I start reviewing the model itself, I thought I'd give some background information on the CV-580 and this particular plane itself. The CV-580 is part of a class of airplanes by Convair called the Convair liners, which includes the CV-240, 340, 440, and 580. The 580 is normally just a converted 340 or 440 with turboprop engines, which were new technology of the time when the plane was created in around the 50s and 40s. The Convair liners were originally thought up when the American Airlines CEO wanted a replacement for his aging Douglas DC-3s in his fleet. The Convair liners are in the short to medium haul class, and in that class they were particularly fast and could hold up to a lot of passengers, with 52 being the max for the CV-580. Now on to this particular plane, which registration number is N73117. It started out as a Convair CV-340 for United Airlines, and they ended up selling the plane to the old Frontier Airlines in 1966. Frontier Airlines then converted the plane to a CV-580 by attaching the two Allison 501 turboprop engines on. Frontier ended up selling this plane to Sierra Pacific Airlines in 1981, who then went on to sell it to Metroflight Airlines in 1984. Metroflight Airlines was the first plane to get the okay to fly as American Eagle. American Airlines gave them the okay to fly from Fayetteville, Arkansas to Dallas-Fort Worth as a feeder airline, and Metroflight used these CV-580s for the trip, which essentially made the CV-580 the first plane to fly for American Eagle. Now I'll get to the review of the plane itself. As always with Gemini 200, the detail is just off the charts. I mean, it's unmatched really for the 200 scale aircrafts. Just bring this closer here. Whoops. Right there, hopefully you can see, it says owned and operated, I believe, Metro Airlines. I'm having trouble reading it myself right now through the screen, but hopefully it says something like that. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Here's the landing gear, which does not pivot, but it does roll. Turboprop Allison 501s, they do spin. Here are some antennas right there, and there's one on the bottom. Trying to locate that now. There it is. Moving to the back of the plane, we see the registration number and then the American Eagle. Now, kind of on a side note, I'm kind of disappointed that American Airlines decided to switch the American Eagle livery when they made the new livery for American Airlines. I love this livery. I think it's just great. I mean, I'm not too much of a fan of the American Airlines livery, but this one, I just love how it's white. I don't know. It's just something looks really nice about it to me. The other side, nothing much different, except that it, well, actually, there kind of is a door there, so disregard what I was just about to say. Moving on to the top of the plane, you've got the anti-collision light, which is its own thing. It's not just a decal. The flaps, the slats, all that good stuff. Now, to the bottom of the plane, you got the Gemini Jets logo, stand hole. Here's the landing gear, and then there's the nose gear too. I'll just get a front view of the plane. Now normally, I'd think that the wings are more slanted upwards on the Convair CV-580, but I mean, that's not really that big of a deal to me. Here's the back. Alright, and there's a little 360 view of the plane. Now we'll get to the box, which is the standard Gemini 200 box. It's got the logo, the carrier, and then the plane model itself. Here's one of the sides, another one, and this one, and it is a one-button flap. The back, American Airlines, it's officially licensed, made in China, Gemini 200, and then all the good stuff that they normally list. This is a 2012 release. Inside the box, you've got the stand, which I won't even bother using after hearing many negative reviews about it. But hey, it came with the model, can't really complain. And then there's the inside where the plane would be. So overall, I think that this plane is fantastic. The detail is great, according to me. One thing that I'm a little disappointed in is that I don't think it's the model itself, but that right there on the front antenna, it seems to be chipped. I do not think that's standard for the model. I think it's just this one. That's really one of the only flaws that I have for this, and that just might be me only. So yeah, just a fantastic model, as always, by Gemini 200. This is actually my first Gemini 200. I do have other Gemini jets, but I do say that Gemini 200 is great. I see many reviews, and I do like the detail. And I have looked at countless pictures, which I might add are very far to find, for N73117, and just about everything is correct. I mean, there's not much else I could find different, except maybe that it's missing an antenna in between the two on the top, but it was very small, so it'd probably chip off if they even tried to make it. And yeah, I spent like $50 on this plane, so if you've got some money to spend, this is a great model. I highly recommend it, and I thank you for watching.